This morning I went for a run, and I call it a privilege to be able to go for a run. And it's one of those privileges that I think, I think to myself, I can never take that for granted, that I'll be able to go for a run. Not because my physical body actually enjoys the run, but because of where the state of Canada is potentially going. So I know people think, oh, it can't be that bad. Let me just express my opinion here. If you've never read the book or gone to see the movie Bonhoeffer and read the book Letter to the American Church, both which explain how easy it was for the Nazis to take over Germany. Little by little, people just accepted what they were doing. They didn't like it, but they accepted it. They didn't put up a stink because they became complacent. The church specifically became complacent. Oh no, I can't say that. Then I might get in trouble, or my congregation might not come back. We have to be careful. Is history repeating itself in Canada? We need to be very, very careful of what we allow to continue to happen and to continue to fall away from our freedoms and our rights. And people think, oh no, it can't happen. It is happening. And that's the sad and scary part. History is repeating itself right now. And if you don't believe me, read some information. Go and watch the movie. Go and get it. And watch how the church slid away from biblical principles and allowed the Nazis to take over. And I say allow because they did. Many people put up a stink and tried to do other things, which is good. They didn't want to go with the norm, right? But not enough. The majority just let it slide by bit by bit by bit. They lost their freedoms. They lost their rights. They lost their country. I just pray that that's not what happens in Canada, and that specifically the church. And when I say a church, I don't just mean a building, okay? The church is those that call themselves a Christian. You need to stand up. You need to voice your opinion. You need to continue to pray for biblical principles. You need to continue. And biblical principles, and people think, oh, that's rules and regulations. Well, I don't know. Ethics, morals, don't tell lies, do what's right for all people. I think that's biblical principles, or I know it is, but it's also common sense. It's also morals. We need to get back to some principles. We need to pray for those in our government. And people say, oh, you shouldn't talk about church, religion. I don't like the word religion anyways. It means rules and regulations. It's more about a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. That's what Christianity should be, not rules and regulations. Oh, don't talk about politics. Don't talk about religion. Well, you know what? Because of people shying away from those topics, in love, being able to have a conversation, being able to have differences of opinion. But because that has been taken away from churches and politics, that's why we're in the state we're in. We need to get to prayer, and we need to get back to some human fundamental principles. And remember, happy heart is good medicine.